The following program is produced through the community television facilities of Saugus TV. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of Saugus TV, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.
Good morning, my friend. This is the Disgruntled Italian, the return of it, not with a vengeance, but with comments and bringing some news to my friend that they are busy and they can't really follow it and stop what they're doing. So I hope that helps them to be updated to what's going on. And most of all, also to comment on the administration, on the war in Ukraine, Putin, and China. China is doing progress and they're doing big project like the most big dam in the world on 3 different levels, and it will change a lot of people's life. It will destroy some, it will improve some. It will, this is my opinion, it will even probably incline the planet axis a little more with all the cement they're going to use. The cost of their project is somewhere over and around 150 billion American dollars, which is a heck of a lot of money. So let's get starting over here. We're starting with the Congress. What the Congress does. The Congress is thinking to make the security tighter. In other words, is going to have policemen or even, I don't think military army, but the nation guards well visible, because they are afraid of some nuts of either party. Doesn't matter, because when somebody nuts the color of the party, it does no longer count. So they goes to the Congress and do something unthinkable, which I also think of another guy could do that one, and he's squatting in the White House. And he can probably get his National Guards and before the election arrest everybody over there, stop everything, because that's how a dictator goes to power. And he probably create a civil war, which a civil war, before everybody start anything and think of anything, think of the last one. Things what happened, things, how many people die. Things what the nation went through, even the aftermath of the Civil War, the reconstruction, it was bungled up. So today, the reaction or the results of the aftermath, it will be like United States losing their position into the world stage, no longer be the superpower. China will take the place gladly, because China, Russia, India, they all dying to take United States place. So think of what you people, whoever are in the power of creating the stuff, what you're doing. Because when it starts, it's going to be out of your control. Okay? Think of what happened with, we'll go to another, as an example, to another nation, Nicaragua. You guys remember, especially the one of a certain age like me, they remember of Daniel Ortega and his revolution. They started with all good intention and they turned out to become a dictatorship. And right now, as a few times, Daniel Ortega went up and down in the government. Now what's the headline over here? It says, Nicaraguan leaders arresting longtime loyalists. So all the people that they think to help Trump so that they can have a lifetime career, think again. It might not happen. And it might be for a little while. It might be for just a period of time. And then if they're no longer needed, sayonara. You can even, hopefully, it doesn't follow Putin style. Either can go into oblivion with any help, financial whatsoever, or somebody can maybe, jump off a window or get poisoned with Novichok. There's that, what do you call the trademark, Russian trademark. So it's a lot of to think about it. So, and that is that. Now, well, we go to the Ukrainian war and the European nation considering to increase their defense, which is a wise thing to do, because Putin already violated the European Union, and when they violating the European Union airspace, they also violating NATO airspace. So right now they are on Article 4. In other words, all the European Union and NATO alliance, they all confabulating, see what their best solution, the response to it, which is already happening, like with Denmark, is making the biggest cargo plane ever built in the world, so that they can even carry 6 Chinook helicopter at once without even dismantle them. That gives you an idea of how big that is. Because the final result is they wanted to take wherever on the front line is needed without disassembling and then reassembling and all that. That's just wheel it off the aeroplane, ready to use. So that is another thing, which is why I say we got one step closer to the war. And when the nation are building weapons, they're they building again factory for weapons. They modify their own mass production weapon and factory. So it usually that it's whoever got a foresight is the premises for a war. So Putin, he will not stop. We know how it is. Okay. Now, going to for a moment back to Kirk assassination. I got a rumor from Europe about, not on the newspaper or on the media or on the internet. I got a rumor that it was somebody else that shot. If revising the video, you see that this lump forward, not backwards. When somebody gets hit by a bullet, usually slump on the same direction of the bullets, because the force of the bullet applied to the body, that's what happened. In this case, Mr. Kirk slumped forward, leading to the belief that there was somebody else with some other weapon that did something, almost like a deja vu from 1963. So who knows? Well, let's independent investigation, go on. It's important, because we must know, the people know. And then what else we have today over here? Okay, so Mr. Putin is launching a large-scale attack on Ukraine, killing 3, and at the same time, with all this drone, is getting the excuse that some drone lost their way and went to Poland, which is not true, okay? It's intentional. Electronic, before they've been used, they've been checked, double-check, and redouble-check. So he's not going to sell us the Brooklyn Bridge, okay? It's ours anyway, so he's got a hard time to do that. And about the Far East, we have, of the Middle East, I should say, my apologies, the Middle East, that we have Macron from France Germany, I believe, and England, they are going to recognize the Palestinian state. And that is a positive thing to do, because that war criminal that Israel it happened to have as a leader, I'm sure they didn't foresee the outcome. He doesn't want to leave, just like Trump. He doesn't want to leave his position, so he's dragging the war as long as he can. Okay? And he doesn't care, just like Trump. He doesn't care about who's dying and who's surviving, because he thinks about himself. He's a war criminal. Why Trump he didn't get that yet, but he's afraid if he loses the election, he goes from the White House to the jailhouse. So we'll see. We'll see. We have J.D. Vance that wants to change the political axis in Europe from the central position axis to extreme right position axis. I hope he's not succeeding. He shouldn't be able to, but you never know. Look at Putin. He succeeded to have England breaking from the European Union, where they were used to call, or still called, Brexit, which not good anyway. So now we have another news from Chicago, where they say, we don't want the National Guard. We don't need them. They are not made for that purpose, and they're gonna make things worse. So, but Trump is doing it because he wants to have National Guard at his disposal in all the major American cities, because he's getting ready for a martial law, so people can vote. Huh? He think we don't understand that. We can figure it out. He's the maximum, supreme intelligence. Okay, I love that. Okay, then, Democrats demand meeting with Trump on government funding. Well, I hope they get it, but you know what? Considering how Trump is holding his word, I wouldn't waste my time with that, because he's going to do what he wants anyway. All right, so, and we go to the end of it here. Okay, there is one interesting headline that says, what to know if Florida dropped its vaccine mandate. Oh boy, there is a lot of speculation to do over there. I'm not going to use my time. My time here is precious now. So, but we know that it's about vaccine, as the main title said, and if the other moron in Florida is going to drop the mandatory vaccine, what's going to happen? And because it's only on a free wheels, I think the first section that is going to be hurt, it will be the tourist section, the guest, the hotel business. A lot of town and city are going to lose money because that stupid decision that they are going to make. So that's it. Now we go again on other stuff. I'm sorry. See, that's the age. You're getting old, arthritis and all that, I'm sorry, I got this glasses. Oh, now I can see better. Hey. Okay, and we after we went through the newspaper, let me just see a little bit what's going on the internet with the news from there. And they're talking about China progressing with their aircraft carrier. A special note is their launch system on the aircraft carrier. They tested the electromagnetic launch system, and it seems that it worked, which is puts them onto a better position to fight. But they still only have one good air carrier and two other ones that they are not that great. To say they still have a long time to go, maybe not. Because one thing is for sure that they do well, and they also have the manpower, considering that the entire population is 1.5 billion people. So they got the manpower to do things much faster and produce more than the United States would. And all this, it happens after they have the meeting, the famous meeting in China with uh, Putin, Narendra Modi, Xi Jinping, and other they were completely 20 or over 20 nations, and all the nation in Asia that you can think of it, that their name ends with Stan. There are so many, I can't remember more. So they're all over there. And now after all this meeting and these things and this position for what do you call it, for commercial 3D and all that, I'm sure there are also military one. And then a special note, not much on the Air Force, but more likely on the oil from Russia to India and to China. Okay, while China, it will give Russia electronics and stuff like that. And that reminds me, it's very important that we keep Taiwan under our wing, not let it go to China, because Taiwan is a major producer of microchips, very important in the computer industry, in all electronics, and in the war industry. Okay, so I just I remember that another news that I read not long ago was that China was able to take a picture of an United States spy satellite, which is to me sends a message to the United States that their technology is not that much behind them, because taking a picture of a satellite, considering the relative velocity that they do, it's not an easy thing to do. So they did that one. So they showed to the world, and especially to the United States, that their technology is pretty much up there. So either we are waking up and produce and make better situation, and Congress, especially on the Republican side, try to think about your seat and how to keep it as long as possible. Think about the health of this nation, not the health for the health people only, no, the health, financial, defense system, health of the people, because the more healthy people you have, the more resources you have. So those are the things that you're supposed to look after, not your own seat, know how to defeat this one and defeat that one. When something comes at the table, and that's a legislation, a proposal, or whatever, spend your time to look. If you can improve, what can you improve? Higher universities, do something so that this proposal become reality and keep United States again as the leader of the world. You can expect also to be the leader of the world without having to pay some for it. Like use your soft power internationally. Help those small nations, they are in trouble. Just don't call them third world nation. There is no third world. There is one world here, okay? And don't be offensive to this nation. Do what is right. Help them out. You maybe don't want to do it out of charity, but give them the financial possibility to be better. Try to, I don't say eliminate, but try to keep an eye and control on those nations that they have dictatorship, because they are unpredictable. So there is a lot of stuff the Congress can do to keep and make the United States position stronger. A lot of stuff, definitely. It's just that that's time. time, okay? Unprecedentedly, you hope that Trump gets a third term, which is breaking the Constitution, and that it's not a good thing to do. But if you hope and you want it for Trump to do one more mandate, which God forbid, if you want it, I even give you a suggestion. Do the right things. Sometimes Trump talks too much. Sometimes Trump, just like me now, I talk too much. Who knows? But you people have office, you have people working for you, they suggest you. Trump does too, but he's stubborn. He's the kind of guy that he's a narcissistic guy. So that's all. That explain everything. No need more explanation than that. So, but you is supposed to be your best of the United States. Start to show it. It's time. It's time. You're running out of it. If you don't show it, you don't help your president. And I'm referring to you Republican, because Trump, as I said, that when he won the election, he's never going to be my president. He's not my president. I'm not going to listen to what he says. I do and I say what my mind, my personality, what my feelings are. Okay? That is tantamount to me. No other ways. Okay? So after that, I'm only gonna say to you guys that we're not gonna have a second chance. Okay? So think of that. The Supreme Court, wake up. Stop trying to want a gift and stuff like that. Talk to each other. Talk to each other in an intelligent way, because you are there, because you're supposed to be non plus ultra, and I think you understand what I'm saying. See, that you can get any higher than that. So you're supposed to do your job, do it correctly, do it accordingly to the Constitution. Don't try to twist yourself as a pretzel to try to fit in things that are not meant to be. Okay? Just your job. From your level of intelligence, it shouldn't be too difficult. You got an education, you understand what that means, so you know Trump many times is not right. Okay, he wasn't a politician, he became a politician, he's now doing politics for 2016, maybe 2015, and probably even before that one, but I have no recollection before that one. Okay, so it's not that he's no longer part of the system. He is the system, and he's part of the system. But he came from a wrong instruction, okay? His way of thinking, it's like the way of a godfather. And the godfather thinking, he thinks only about himself, because it's into a world that if he makes a mistake, he gets whacked out. So that makes the perspective a lot different than a regular politician, that if he make a mistake, he can go out and say, I apologize, I'm sorry. I mean, his life is not in danger. Right now, from what the stupid speech that Trump made after Kirk's wife, to me, it shows what he is, and he shouldn't be there. This is not coming from hatred or something like that. This is coming from an analysis that I do on my own after I read the newspaper in left and right things. This is my analysis. I'm not an educated with a degree guy. I try to educating myself. Okay? What job I done, I don't know. Let people judge. Okay? But this is not right. Okay, what he's doing. He's separating, he's divide the nation. The nation shouldn't be completely united, because it's important that two parts, they argue. What's important is how they argue. How? If they argue in a constructive way, sure, That's good. But if they argue in a way they're going to try to knock each other out just for the reason that they can keep their own job and manipulating voting system and stuff like that. Voting system was never wrong. Voting system was the way it was. It was the best voting system in the entire world, almost done to perfection. So, please, do your job. As Belichick would say, do your job, okay? And look at how many rings they won and all kind of stuff. Do your job. Do it right, with your mind and your heart. That's important. And I keep repeating that. That's because that's how I want it to be. I want it for people that they kindly enough follow and listen to what I said. For them, and I hope they will spread the word out. Don't have to be hateful words. Nothing of that. Just from the heart, from the brain. Important. Very, very important. Okay? And with that one, I wanted to say, ladies and gentlemen, but I would say, my friends, this is the Disgruntled Italian with this return that I thank you for listening to me. I appreciate it. Any question, anything you wanted to say, positive, negatives, whatever, go to my email, okay? The disgruntleditalian@gmail.com. Please, I welcome all your comments. Don't matter how harsh, how bad, or whatever. No, I won't get scared. I just gonna examine myself and see if I maybe says something that it's not in conformity with my character. That's all. So, and I know people that they say, oh, I'm going to shoot your mother, your father, your uncle, your son. No, those are people that they have a lot of bark and very few, very much fewer than what they are. They might have a bite. And even then, they might think twice. So, please, don't get too scared. I am not. So, the Disgruntled Italian will say arrivederci alla prossima volta, amici miei. Grazie per aver speso I'm talking Italian here. Thank you. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next time. I appreciate it, spending your time with me. Thank you. Bye.
The preceding program was produced through the community television facilities of Saugus TV. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of Saugus TV, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.